what can a $200,000 income?
So this is in the Bergen County subreddit. The title is 200K per year and still unable to afford a home. It says, I just looked at several real estate calculators, seeing how much home can I afford, and with a combined income of $200K annually, that only allows for a $600,000 home comfortably. Has the whole world gone off its rocker? How can anyone afford to live when most homes are $799,000 and up in this area? Do I need to rob a bank or something? Parentheses, kidding. So this is in the Bergen County subreddit. Someone responded, yeah, it sucks. We only own a home here because my grandma passed. Otherwise, it would have been back to the Midwest for us. What do you guys think about this? Can you live in New Jersey making $200,000 a year?
For a $600,000 home in Bergen County right now, what does that home look like? It's not crazy big. It's not really nice.
You're getting a home that all of our parents would have been happy with. On one side, you have the reality of the fact that the world is certainly getting more expensive. It's harder, I think, for our generation than it was for our parents.
Yes.
You know, my dad was a mailman and had some side hustles when he got his first home. Can't do that in New Jersey anymore, right? Mm-hmm. On the flip side, you have our generation that doesn't do ourselves any favors because everybody wants a big house, a brand new car. I think our generation struggles to be frugal. People want the best. They want to live like they're a king.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do think that our generation struggles to be frugal and struggles to just be, he's saying frugal, struggles to just be responsible with money. Responsible with money. And I'm kind of laughing to myself. I think about my grandfather, and then I think about my mom. She made a couple comments to me. And she's probably laughing as well if she's listening. But being financially responsible, like it's something that I don't know if we're raised on, but I tell you this, whether or not we're raised on it, and it would have been very hard for our parents to raise us to be financially responsible. That sounds crazy, me just saying it, right? The reason why I'm saying it is that it would have been, there's challenges. Now of course they could, but the challenges that come now are all the distractions and how easily we see how people are living. You go on Instagram right now and you're going to see people lying about the lives that they're living, making it seem like their vacation is their day-to-day lives. Everybody's exaggerating everything. They're showing the cars that they own, even though they're renting them for the day. That's just the world that we live in. And then what does that do? It snowballs and impacts other people to want to live beyond their means as well. Whether it comes to buying clothes that we can't afford, buying cars that we can't afford, buying homes, apartments that we can't afford, all these different things, even from a day-to-day, just how we eat. Everybody wants to eat out every meal. Nobody wants to cook anymore. I was getting on my family a little bit. It's Sunday and we talking about where we going to go out to eat. Yeah, shit, ladies, Sunday, let's go. You feel me? Can we get one day a week? So it's just a little jokey joke, whatever. But overall, we all like to eat out more. We're just spending more money in a way where we could easily do something that's different, in my opinion, a lot healthier. But it's just the life that we've been accustomed to because that's the life that's marketed to us.
You know, you're making $200,000 a year. Go buy a house. Go get a starter home. Go get a nice little Cape Cod, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath Cape Cod. Is $200,000 the new middle class in this part of New Jersey?
So with all this happening, with things getting more and more unaffordable, and this life is a competition, right? Everything is a competition. We're all competing in some ways for resources, maybe not, I don't know. This is why J.D. Vance said in the vice presidential debate that the migrants that are coming in, any immigrants coming in, anybody that comes into something that you already have established to compete with the people that are in there, it's going to impact certain things. Not to say that it's completely wrong. You know, of course, you're going to have certain levels of immigration, but when you see the numbers that have come in over the last 4 years, and to think that doesn't impact the economy, to think that you're going to bring people in an economy where there's already massive inflation, where there's already high cost of living, where people are struggling just to get by. And then you not only bring a large group of people in and give them all these benefits that come from either taxpayer dollars, So now you're taking more money from ours or using more money of ours to now help other people compete against us, or you're printing more money, which is going to cause inflation to help people compete against us. It just is what it is. Maybe that's the wrong way of looking at it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And a lot of people are feeling it right now. So I don't know. Money is talked about in most black households. I'm gonna Keith. I don't know, Cuzzo. I don't know if you did you mean that money isn't talked about in most black households, or that money is talked about in most black households? I'm not sure. It was talked about in mine. It was talked about in mine. But I think, is it? Yeah, that's the thing. Money is not talked about in black households. And when I say money was talked about in mine, I went over, my dad brought me down. We went over the budget, learned how to, even from a simple concept of looking at like, hey, this is what we make. This is what we're spending. This is how it needs to align. So understand that. But it's nowhere along the lines of, and I hate to, well, actually, I don't hate to do this. When you look at, and this is why Jewish people, a lot of them don't send their kids to public schools, because they're wasting their time. It's a BS education. Instead, when you go to a Jewish school like a Solomon Schechter in Jersey, you go to these Jewish schools. Have you ever saw a Jewish curriculum? Have you ever seen a Jewish curriculum? I haven't. I don't know. But I'm just, so I'm they do a good job of keeping it. We always see what they give us the report in the public schools. We all see that. But I would love to actually see a Jewish curriculum. I can only go based off of the Jewish people that I know and what they tell me that they learn in their schools. They're learning about finances in totally different ways than we're learning about them. So then what happens? It's just like in sports, where if you go against, let's say that you're getting ready to play a Jewish school in high school. Chances are, hey, it's probably not going to be that competitive. If you're at Montclair High School and you're playing like a Jewish school, it's not going to be that competitive. Just is what it is. And there's a reason why. Not only the fact that the school's probably a lot bigger, but even if it was a smaller school, the reason why they probably wouldn't compete when it comes to sports is because that's not what the focus is. The focus is on the finances, the things that you actually need to learn in order to be successful in life, not just on Pythagorean theorem or whatever other goofy things that we're learning about that are not relevant to us being successful in life. So neither here nor there. Convenience of laziness. Convenience of laziness isn't what I'm my fault. I know I'm a little late reading the comments, so I missed exactly how it was exactly what you meant by the convenience part. My fault about that, bro. Ant wrote, the sport they're competing in is different and they're winning. And it's not even close. They're winning. Indians are winning. It's so funny. Indians are like when it comes to supremacy, I know we like to talk about white supremacy, but we need to identify a new enemy or a new competitor. And I'm talking about sports enemy. We're talking about sports. Don't think that I'm like trying to make Indian people my enemy. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the people that we are competing against greatly impact how successful we will be. If you're competing with last place, or if you're competing with, fourth place, then you may get fourth place and they get fifth place, but we should be competing with the people that are doing the best, because that's going to force us to challenge ourselves and raise our standards to be the best. So I know we like to talk about white supremacy, but look around. If I was white, I'd be looking around saying like, we getting past. Indian people doing a lot better than us. A lot of these Asian countries, they're doing a lot better than us. So neither here nor there. Arnalder Jarnison, or is it Jarnison? Is the B silent or the J silent? My apologies if I'm pronouncing it. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But immigrants are generally considered positive for economies. They are typically at a productive age. Which immigrants? Are you talking about immigrants that come into the country because they're just, migrating from, hey, we're looking for new opportunities? Or are you talking about people that are seeking asylum? I think you have to be very clear on both. And I do not think that we're very clear on both. And you bring up a great point. they're generally considered positive for economies because people are very particular about the process, or I should say people are very particular about the people that they allow to come into the country. That is why there's such a long process for a lot of these people that come in, and it takes them 10 years or more to become citizens. So what you're talking about is a little bit different than what has happened in the last 4 years. It's not a normal, let's not act like this is a normal immigration process. So we gotta be very clear on that. That's more of a liberal talking point. You know what I mean? But we got to actually be specific to the type of immigrants that have been incentivized to come in now. And I understand people are seeking asylum. However, a country's responsibility is to the people in that country first. Just like if my dad and my mom, they're running a household, there may be a bunch of other kids that need a house to live in, but their priority and their responsibility is to their kids first and foremost. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. Ant wrote, Asians are big winning in the U.S. Asians and Indians, bro. I think the Indians are Indians are number one. I'll be honest. But I think Asians have a lot of other groups that are like 2, 3, 4. Like, so I definitely agree with you. It's Indians and Asians. Talking about eating out, spending more money, taking the easy route instead of the stairs. Exactly. I get what you're saying, Queez. Yeah, we go with convenience when it comes to our spending habits. So that's what Queez was referring to, talking about eating out, spending more, all these different things. We go for convenience. Also, India. My apologies. India is a part of Asia. My apologies. So I was misspeaking and corrected me. But I'm talking about. I think Indians are the when it comes to the rankings. Out of the Asian countries, Indians are number one. My apologies. Y'all calling me out. I'm bad. Look at Maya, right? Indians are Asian. Y'all got me. Indians are Asian. Well, they don't look Asian, so I don't know. Nah, let me stop. A lot of them looking, well, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, Indians are Asian. So my apologies for that. And if you look at the numbers, so then that just goes to show it even more. Yeah, I think like the top 5, when you look at the household income of the average household income of the top 5 ethnicities in America, like Indian Americans, Korean Americans, Filipino, or what's one of the biggest groups? What's Crazy Rich Asians? Where are they from? What's the movie Crazy Rich Asians? I'm drawing a blank. But y'all, see, I appreciate Aunt Ro. Nah, Maya was laughing. So she was trying to call me out, laughing my ass off. Nah, we not calling you out. We holding you down. Pause. Nah, I appreciate that. Y'all know what it is. We have candid combos on here. Singapore. See, yeah, Singapore American. So yeah, keep note. Cuz no. All right, let's move on. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.